beautiful dolls. Thanks again for tuning into my Mindy 28. I'm coming back to you guys with my 2-week update on the new girls. So let's just get started about this update. So I went for my 2-week checkup with Dr. Barr, and he said everything is going pretty good, but it needs to drop at least 1 centimeter. So the funny thing is, you guys, when I went in, I'm always handling my boobs with care. I'm very gentle, things like that. And he came in, you know, he was looking at my face, and he just grabbed his hand and he pushed the implant back. And he wanted to see, was it, I guess, mobile and things like that. So what he told me by, I guess, him, you know, seeing has the implant drop when he grabbed him and pushed him back, he says it needs to drop at least one more centimeter. So I was in love with my boobs. I thought they still looked great, but that was what he told me. So, far as numbness, I am still numb here. Can't feel anything. It is so funny to me. And then at the top, I still have my sensation here. I'm still overly sensitive as far as my boobs part, but what he told me, that was because the nerve endings were being stretched. So that's the reason why I have the numbness there. It doesn't last no more than 2 weeks. It may end before then. So that was good news to hear. It kind of reminds me, when I think about it, it's just aggravating. It's not painful. It's just aggravating that it's so sensitive. It reminds me of a paper cut. It doesn't really hurt, but sometimes if you move a certain way, you feel that little sharp sting on your finger, or, you know, wherever you got the paper cut at, and you're like, oh, paper cut, you know, it's just aggravating. So, I'll be glad once that sensation goes away. My incisions are healing up very nicely. He removed the bandage on it. I have dissolvable stitches, so I do not have to have them removed. He said, you know, it will fall out. You know, either it'll fall out or it'll dissolve. I don't know how he explained it to me, but it doesn't have to be. I wanted to answer this. I had got an inbox on Facebook far as about saline versus silicone, and I only can give you guys the reason why I picked what I picked. I picked saline, and it's because 1, it's cheaper, and 2, once you have silicone for like 3 years or more, you have to have an MRI to get it checked for like leaking and stuff. So, you know, I'm just weighing my options. It will still cost you more money down the road. So for 1, you're paying more for silicone. For 2, you're gonna have to pay money to have an MRI just to check and see if your silicone is leaking. Another thing, the reason why I picked saline, if the bag ruptures, your body just kind of absorbs the salt water. So to me, it's kind of natural. You know, it's a natural foreign body, even though, you know, the plastic around the saline is not natural, but what it's filled with is natural. So I don't know. I just thought it just works for me. You know, you have to pick out what you want. And it was just kind of weird because I was going back and forth with someone about what, you know, their decision or how they wanted to pick, you know, what they wanted. And I thought to myself, you know, hey, you have to wear these boobs. I can't tell you, you know, I can't be forceful about what I picked and why I picked it. If you want silicone, then, you know, I just kind of felt like it was a debate. So I just kind of ended the conversation, which was, I mean, she's a very sweet girl. You know, the person who I was going back and forth with. But I just ended up feeling like it was a debate. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to really talk about that. You know, you choose what you want. So, that's my decision. Rippling, why I do not have any rippling. I had enough breast tissue that wasn't really a big issue for me. So that's another thing, as far as like silicone versus saline. If you don't really have that much breast tissue, you may not want saline because it does ripple. Rippling means you can see the ridges in it, and it'll show up through your skin. Don't have that problem because I always had some beautiful girls. For another update, dropping and fluffing. My boobs look a little bit bigger than my last video, and I'll stand up for you guys. It looks a little bit more bigger, and that's because they're dropping and fluffing, meaning it's falling in its pocket, and my muscles are not that tight where it's kind of like, what am I trying to say? Constricting them and making them look smaller. And so they look a little bit bigger, but I love them so much. Love them so much. I will leave what doctor and where I got it done at. I had it done at Renewal Plastic Surgery. Dr. Barr did it. And he is great. Oh yeah. That thing I wanted to remind you guys. You remember my first video when I was going to have surgery and I was freaking out about it? And I was like, I don't know what size I want to get, and did I pick the right size? And I was just kind of freaking out about that because I seen Dr. Barr at my consultation, did not see him at the pre-op. Even though I got a chance to try on breast inserts to see what size I wanted, I just was still a little bit uncomfortable that I did not speak to Dr. Barr at my pre-op, because I wanted to take some information home and digest it. But when I seen him on surgery day, I felt very comfortable about I felt very comfortable about his work. When I told him I wanted high profile, he kind of explained to me, with my body size, he already had that in mind. That's what he was going to, give me. So to me, I think he's very skilled on what looks nice on women. He doesn't let you go too big. I don't know. I just felt like he knew what looks nice on women. I told him I wanted the 600, but if he felt like it needs to go more or less, I left that up to him. So when I woke up on surgery day, I found out I had 650, and I'm so glad I got 650 because I love them so much. Although when I tried on 650 at my pre-op, they looked huge. But you have to take in mind that the implant or the insert is over your boob. I can't really explain it, but when I tried the 650 on at my pre-op, I was like, that's a little bit too big. I'm going to get 600, but love it. Love that I got 650. I don't want this video to run too long, so I'm going to let you guys go. If you have any questions, please inbox me. Don't forget to subscribe for some more updates. Follow me on Instagram at MyMandy28. You can also follow me on Facebook at MyMandy28 as well. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, love you dolls.